The shit don't correlate.
But
Bad Mon crying. So like, yo, me. So, look off our shot in that, yo. Bumbo clock. Shut up, man. Don't cry. Yo. Really?
That's why I said behind closed doors, man. Because they don't want you to see it, man. They don't want to ruin the reputation of a bad man.
You're not a bad man. You shed tears. You're not a bad man. Be stoic. Stoic men shed tears.
The Podical Sons.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. This show is hilariously inappropriate, but intellectual beyond belief.
You're here.
So let's get it popping and start the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above, all streaming platforms possible. Podical Sons Podcast. You can hit us up there on the socials at Podical Sons with an S at the end. Accept no cheap invitation. Or you can look for Pod Sons. The streaming platforms, you can lovely see these faces and stuff on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever your internet videos may lead you. So let's start this show. How you feeling today, man?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. It's just, a little adjustment vibe. So that's why I'm still in my Smeagol precious. Like I bathed, I washed my ass.
Yeah.
I left the house. So it's looking like the vibe is a little different. So I was
it's a little different. It's a little different on a Saturday.
You know what? Yeah. But then it was like the Snoop started playing the sensual seduction.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna take my time. So it kind of started to hone me back in and stuff for that. So it's a struggle, but we're doing it.
Yeah. And, we deliver good shows for the people. So this is part of the sacrifice.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes, true indeed. What about you, Joy, this week, man?
So yesterday was the 10th anniversary of my father's passing.
10 years.
It's been 10 years,
Does
man.
It feel like 10?
It does not feel like 10 at all.
If you could quantify, like, the feeling, let's say in years, how long do you feel like it's been since you've, I want to say, like, touched your father when he was warm?
I want to say it feels like less than 5 years.
Word.
Less than 5 years.
Okay.
And like I said, and it's weird because to just know that it has been a decade, like even when you like say a decade, it puts things in perspective when you stop. You don't have to use years, right? A decade has gone by since, I haven't heard his voice. I haven't seen him physically. Do you have videos? I have videos.
Okay.
I've actually I got a copy of that turtleneck photo that I was telling you about. I'm gonna show you after the pod. So I like a lot of old photos that I haven't seen before. I've been seeing that. So yesterday I gathered with my siblings, and it was more of it was just happy times because everybody's just like sharing their most fond stories that they had of dad. And I touched base with my brother in the UK earlier that day, and we just kicked it. And funny enough, so yesterday I had no idea about how bad the freak snowstorm was gonna be.
Okay.
So I knew it was gonna snow. I just didn't know how bad it was gonna be. So I ended up wearing my Clarks to work.
Okay.
So
you fucked up your shoes.
You know what? They're pretty sturdy. The leather desert boot ones, they are stitched well. I thought I was gonna get like soaked feet and whatever, nice. But they held up. So this morning, one of my friends posted sent me a post about how to step in your Clarks as a bad man. So I laughed at it because I seen the meme already. Okay. And then I typed back, I said, well, yesterday the snow had me stepping like a princess. So they had asked me, they said, look, they want to get a pair of Clarks. They asked me where I got my Clarks from. And then it only dawned on me that those Clarks, those specific pair of Clarks, I got from my brother in UK when my father passed. So when he came up, he brought me those pair of Clarks. So like, oh snap, I didn't even realize that when I was wearing them yesterday. Like these were a gift from my brother at the time that he came up for the funeral. I'm like, damn, I had these clocks for 10 years. And I was like, yo, they still is solid and good. So
That's good.
it's
I can't say a lot about some Jordans I own.
the-
The disintegration and stuff for like less
Right.
than 5 years. And
right.
I wear my shoes.
Yeah,
And they say when
yeah.
you wear them, you break them in to keep them longer.
Yeah.
But some 10 years is strong.
10 years is strong, man. I was like, man, I was like, and granted, I don't wear them, but I don't wear them frequently, like an everyday shoe, but I wear them enough to say that, okay, you know what? It's a good quality, made good quality. I was getting compliments on my I call it my Inspector Gadget trench.
Okay.
And that I've also had over 10 years. And people are like, damn, you have your stuff good now. That's like, nah, but it's like when you buy quality stuff, you know, you can expect for it to last a little while. Now, granted, Jordan should be of quality stock.
No. Well, let's say this. From what I've known from Nike and what I've gathered from where Nike is standing now,
Yeah.
that's part of the whole retro bang. Because a lot of people and stuff before would buy them to keep them.
Right.
Realize that shit is disintegrating and stuff like that. So when they're doing these retro dances, especially with the Jordans and stuff, it's kind of like reinforced, reinstated, new kind of foam to keep your shit longer.
Okay.
But the quality, like, it's kind of like, again, I think a lot of people, especially, I blame it to the kids. The kids don't think when they spend money. Right? So if you're a thinking person, look exactly what you just said. You had something for 10 years and it still stood the test of time.
Yeah.
These kids probably they're not even longer than fucking 20 years.
Right.
And then they come to a point when they're like, I'm going to buy this to keep this forever. No, you're not.
Yeah.
It won't last the time. You're going to get tired of the style and everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do get tired of some styles and stuff. But then again, I think when you're fashion forward,
right,
you buy with your style.
Yeah.
And you make it work and stuff for throughout some time. Like, I don't say cowboy boots aren't popping, but if you live in a zone where you're not he-hawing,
right,
or at a Calgary Stampede or some shit like that, whatever,
yeah,
you serve no really purpose.
Right.
Now say you're gonna like, oh, I had these boots from 88, the Yeehaw 3000 with the spurs on the back. And you're like, oh, everybody's looking at you like you're a lunatic.
Right.
You didn't make it work.
It's
not a fashion forward move.
You didn't make it work.
But like I said, Jordans, a good portion of like shoes that Nike is probably doing now might be better quality.
Okay.
To stand the test of time, but the old shit, whatever, like, no. So consider yourself blessed and fortunate.
Yeah, man. I was like, it just dawned on me yesterday or today actually when I was asked the question like, where can I get the Clarks from? And I was like, oh, snap. Well, I know a few places, like, you know, there's a few spots around the city that you can go ahead and pick them up. But I was like, mine actually came from, like, the Clarks in the UK, like the actual Clarks store, like the original.
You're doing too much.
The original Clarks.
You're already doing too much. I got them from the UK. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you could check here. That's a you thing.
That's
if you focus, you like it that much, you go do the research. Take photo of the boot. All right. You don't see it? All right, I'll post about it later. That's it. Yo, I remember a guy told me one day, I went to a polo outlet. I didn't walk inside yet, but I was walking towards it. The guy had this nice ass polo hat on.
Okay.
Black. I think it had like a little pom-pom shit on top with like, it was white, blue, and like a neon green. It was a black hat. Whatever, right? So the I was like, oh, I dig the style. So I seen the dude, I'm like, I like that. Did you scoop that in there, whatever? The guy's like, nah, I bought this from New York. Okay. Go inside and shit like that, whatever. Truth be told, he actually came back in the store and somebody squabbled up with him.
Right.
Whatever, because I guess he was Twitter fingering some shit, whatever. So some guy's like, yeah, what's up now, bitch? You on that Twitter talking shit, whatever, making all that noise. You right here. And I'm looking like, had you told me that you got the hat from here, I maybe be inclined to be like, we shouldn't fight in front of the Caucasians.
No, we shouldn't. No. But because
your bitch ass did this, whatever, serves you the fuck right. That's it. That's what I said. It could have went that way. Just keep it cute, smooth. Like all these kids and these girls say, like, yo, keep it cute. Be like, yo, I got these from the original Clarks in the UK. I don't know what to tell you.
That was it. That was it.
I'm like, we doing a paparazzi party on this, whatever? Follow me on Podical Sons for more. I just yo, I think the thing and stuff is that I'm over, let's say this. What brought me joy this week, it was kind of like, when you now know who's for you and who's not for you,
right?
It's kind of, I feel like when I make my laps around my people, it's like a quick-ass victory lap.
Okay.
Like, think about, and I say it like this, let's say if I haven't touched base with you, which we touch base once a week, minimum.
Right.
Right? If I haven't touched base with you since, like, let's say last January 2025.
Okay.
We kept in touch, bit by bit, little 1-2 talk. We met up for a few drinks or a little 1-2 rendezvous and everything like that. Then let's say it comes back around where it's not the January now, but let's say it might even be the November. Like, we're going to link or something like that again.
Right.
Right? Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Yeah.
The energy is different, whatever, because it's kind of like, nigga, I ain't see you in a minute. And I know I ain't see you in a little minute. Let's chop it up and stuff, whatever. Let's enjoy this moment and stuff like that.
Right.
And everything. And once you share about certain things and stuff in your world,
yeah,
and you realize stuff like, you have been, kind of here. Yeah. Once I realize you're not on that kind of level, my conversation is different now.
Okay.
It's kind of like, yeah, everything's everything. Yo, so tell me why you shaved the beard. Follow more on the Podical Sons to find out. I have no time to fill in your blank.
Yeah, to go
if
in.
you were focused, you do
Right.
what you do and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
Small talk conversation night in that. I told this person, I'm like, I got a topic I'm playing with, whatever, right?
Right.
And then I hit them with the topic and shit. Like, they're like, yeah, this is the reason why I love connecting and stuff, which because you always keep the brain fresh.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah. If you missed whatever, I'm not here to fill you in.
Yeah.
The ones who've been following and the ones that have been supporting,
Yeah.
they already know what the fuck the deal is. So the victory lap, if it comes back around to my peoples and stuff, be like, everything's still good? High five.
Nice.
Keep being great.
Nice.
Nying.
Nice.
We're going to talk about some heroes, though.
Okay.
We're going to talk about some heroes. Let's cook with the polls first. All right?
All right.
So first poll of the week was, do Bad Mon cry? And what do you think they got? So the choices were yes, behind closed doors,
Right.
or no, exclamation mark.
I think they rolled with yes.
Yes.
I think they rolled
came
with
in
yes.
at 62%.
Yeah.
Now, elaborate for me, oh wise elder of the Jamaican heritage. How the fuck are you a bad man if you're crying?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know.
Behind closed doors, no, bad man don't cry.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
These bad mans, I'm pretty sure behind closed doors.
Well, tell me,
they're crying.
Reflect the sun. The sun reflects.
I'm pretty sure they're crying, man.
They're not bad man then.
Temporary bad man.
The rules of bad man.
Situational bad man.
The rules of bad man needs to be authorized by the country of Jamaica. And we all need to come to a consensus on what the definition of a bad man is.
Of a bad man.
Because there's a lot of guys,
right?
And I'll say of the Jamaican diaspora, will claim bad man. Yeah. I've done it several times. You've done it several times. Everybody's done it and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
But it's kind of like seeing a Rasta eat a pork sandwich. The shit don't correlate. Bad man crying. So like, yo, me. Look off a shot in there, yo. Bumbo clock. Shut up, man. Don't cry. Yo. Really?
That's why I said behind closed doors, man. Because they don't want you to see it, man. They don't want to ruin the reputation of a bad man.
You're not a bad man. You shed tears. You're not a bad man. Be stoic. Stoic men shed tears.
Stoic men shed tears.
Stoic men shed tears. It's kind of like picture you see like all right, Yakuza. I feel like this. If you see a Yakuza member, right? And I know you're taking shots at the Yakuza member. If you see the Yakuzas, you know how they get down. Yeah. Chop a finger off when they fuck up and everything like that, right? You see a Yakuza dude with like 2 digits on this hand, 2 digits like this on this hand and stuff. You trust him? He got too much fuck up where he lost so many fingers.
Right.
There's certain things in your world that don't correlate.
Right.
Badman and Yardman or the gangsters and stuff, they damn near correlate, no?
It correlates. It correlates.
Yo, me look at me no bust through bumbo shots after you. Really, nigga?
Maybe Bad Man can cry, but heartless individuals can't. Because you'd have
Don't
to be
claim Bad Man.
you'd have to be
Don't
really
claim Bad
heartless.
Man.
You'd have to be really heartless not to be able to shed a tear at some point in your lifetime, even as a bad man. I would think there's something that's gotta be so touching. That's if you're a bad man and you don't shed a tear at the passing of a mom or pops, I'm questioning you.
So okay, when would you allow Bad Man to cry? I feel like Bad Man should cry in therapy.
You think that?
Bad Man should cry in...
Well, Bad Man, the first thing Bad Man's gonna tell you is that he don't go to therapy. Bad Man don't go to therapy.
People go to therapy, end up shedding tears. If you shed tears, maybe you should go to therapy. Like, there's a correlation.
There's a correlation, but Bad Man's gonna tell you, Bad Man don't go to therapy.
Yo,
Bad Man light a spliff.
That's your therapy.
That's their therapy.
It sound like a Rasta man, but all right. We'll run with it. Okay, 62% said yes behind closed doors.
I did see one comment rolling in the DMs. Why does there gotta be a stipulation? Because we know Bad Man's not gonna cry in public, but behind closed doors, I believe they will.
Upset. All right. Your next poll of the week was, does race matter when it comes to a therapist? And we're right back to the therapy talk again. And what do you think the polls got?
I'm going to say the polls say yes.
Yes. 57%. Tell me why you say yes. Why you think the polls will say yes.
The reason why I think yes is not necessarily my opinion, but I think people tend to have an idea that if someone from your background is more familiar with your type of struggles and what you're going through than someone who's not. And I think a good therapist is like someone who's not necessarily just trained in the art of therapy, but has gone into therapy with the idea of, I'm trying to help any and every person.
Confirm.
I think they should be able to put themselves in a situation, maybe not knowing it, but with the advice that they give should be universal.
Mm. It's not, to me, I don't believe it's a therapist's fault, right? So when it comes to to a therapist, and race should never matter, right? A good therapist, that's part of the landscape, to be able to speak to the demographics and stuff like that, right? I feel like it's the patient. The patient is the one with the racist issue, right? People are people.
Right.
And until you hear what the person has to say about experience, then you can probably put it on, it's a race issue and stuff like that, right?
There you go, yeah.
For you can probably get, you as a black man, go in and go get a white woman therapist who has a black husband. And she probably grew up in a damn hood.
Yeah.
But she presents herself one type of way and stuff like that. Hi, my name is Sarah. And you're already prejudging, which no one with the race issue wants to be prejudged.
Right.
But here they are prejudging a therapist when you're just looking to get help for your issue.
Man, funny thing that you said that. I had a vice principal one time in high school, right? This white lady. And anytime she would come by, you know, everybody always have a problem with vice principals and principals because they always think that they're the authority figure, and they always want to come down on you. So anytime she would come by, they would back chat her, but they would back chat her in patois, right? So one day she just stood up and said, "Listen, my husband's Jamaican. I understand exactly what you're saying."
See?
And then the whole conversation just changed, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Because here you are looking. She clearly. She's at work. She's dressing professional, right? She looks nothing like somebody you would expect from a Caribbean culture. We automatically assumed, right?
And that's
but it's just what you're saying. It's like, no, I get it. I understand it because my husband is from your culture and he shares his culture with me.
I would say this, as a child of two Jamaican immigrants, my patois is garbaggio.
Right.
La basura. My Spanish is better than my patois. And that's trash. In Spanish, la basura.
Yeah.
So now, again, there are, and you and I, we spoke about this before in the past, where there is Caucasians you knew that grew up in the trenches
Yeah.
around, like, I want to say, not even in the hood, the nigga tree.
Right,
They
right.
They grew up around the nigga tree and stuff like that, whatever. And let's say, I don't want to really look at the women so much, but like they grew up around the nigga tree so much that their kids are half black.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like the guys and stuff like that, you kind of notice they move with a different kind of energy at times.
Right.
But they end up being the right type of white for a white woman. I don't like you go like, oh, now I'm not taking shots, but let's say look at somebody like Travis Kelce.
Okay. Yeah.
He, before black woman,
right.
Not so much swag, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
After black woman, lineups and tapers and fades, then go to Taylor Swift. It's the right amount of sass of a guy I need.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's a win.
I don't have to look for a black guy. I have you.
Thank you. Why do I need the chocolate when I got my white chocolate right here?
Right.
Exactly. So I put like this. For somebody even like, let's say Jason Williams, the basketball player and everything like that, we've been calling him white chocolate for decades.
Right.
He don't got no white woman.
He don't got no white woman.
I mean, but I'm saying, he be around a lot of like, let's say, black influential people and shit like that. And the black people love him like that, whatever, right? But the Caucasians, he's perfect.
It's perfect.
He's best of both worlds.
Yeah, he's perfect.
He's the one that's down with the colors.
If anything we need to know, we'll ask him.
That's it. Hey, Jason, hey, you're Randy Moss friend, you know? How's his, is he still down? Are you still down with him? Yo, the people have to have I want to say, a mirror check before they go looking for a therapist. I don't care what kind of mechanic you are, okay?
Yeah.
If I have a car issue and stuff like that, whatever, please fix my car issue.
That's it.
Again, it's about fixing my issue.
Right.
It's not about the Italian mechanics are different from the Portuguese mechanics and the Jamaican mechanics are different from the American. Fix my issue.
Fix my issue.
That's your main thing when you're going into like these therapy situations. Is fix my issue.
Yeah.
Heal the world. Yo, let me ask you this though. If we're talking about therapy,
right?
Let's say a podcast, right? Such as ours.
Okay.
Like 2 or more are gathered talking in the divine words of whatever topics their podcast is.
Right.
It's on a Bible scripture somewhere.
Somewhere.
The podcast Genesis album. Where 2 or more are gathered with microphones talking with the lights, a podcast is in session.
In session.
All right. With podcasts and stuff for like 2 or more people, do you believe that they need like a form of couples therapy? And I say that
that's a good question.
I say that say, okay, so Cam, right?
Right.
A few weeks back, Cam and on his talk with Flea,
right?
He has Sen City.
Okay.
With him and stuff with her. And he'll kind of do like the inbound if Cam is like the guest, or him and Cam will be at it and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
So meaning, if any case, this is Cameron's show.
Right.
And Sen is kind of like his co-host to it, whatever, right?
Before you can continue, what happened with his show with Mace?
Oh, no, that's more of a sports thing.
Okay.
It is what it is. It's more of a sports thing.
And then the Cam has now started something that's
he's been for a while now, like
right.
over a year now, like the Talk with Flea. So it's kind of like his personal podcast.
Yeah.
And they'll have his guests, and Mace won't be there. I don't even think Mace did an episode because he said like Mace is only there for it is what it is.
Right.
And he's keep it pushing.
Right.
Now back to the Sin City situation. Cam and Sen during a podcast.
Right.
Clashed. Like a fuck you here, go fuck, nigga, you, fuck me. You guys work together.
Yeah.
Do podcasters need couples therapy?
You know what? And it's, I'll say this. I think we work so well again because this is us naturally, right? We always say this, with or without the microphones, this is how we communicate, right?
Oh, and you're
we may not always agree, but if we disagree tastefully, right?
That's fair. Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
And there's something to say about forced relationships. Whereas you guys don't really kick it like that on a regular 1 and 2. It's like you don't pick up the phone and call each other, right? But you say, hey, let's get together because this may generate good business as a podcast.
Oh. Light bulb. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I don't think it's far-fetched that you guys may have a clash or some sort of disagreement. Not having that relationship prior to that, knowing how to resolve it,
right,
without it showing up in the podcast land.
Yeah, that was well, because it's not even just them, right? That's just an example. But there's tons of podcasters where they clash. Let's say the Call Her Daddy girls.
Right.
Right? How do you go from we're doing this, we build a podcasting empire to fuck you, I'll see you in court? Like, this, I'm like, not saying you're still a couple.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say, especially like when it comes to like a specific business, right? Yeah. And again, like I'm saying, even with the podcasts and stuff, like I've seen throughout course of years, let's say podcasts, when I was like watching more before becoming a creative.
Right.
Yo, I would see like different people and shit, then be like, oh shit, they still exist? That's what's up. I'm looking like, where one dude at?
Right, yeah.
Right? And I was like, so like, let me just run a Google search meanwhile. And then like, oh, well, everybody's wondering where one dude went and stuff. And like, oh, he got fired, he got kicked out, whatever. And then like stories, I was looking like, we make bread together.
Right.
Before we end this and say, you know what, you do your thing and I go be great over here, we shake hands and stuff like that, whatever, and then go our own type of way.
Yeah.
We still have to know for a fact that people will be like, yo, why you ain't Smooth and pop off properly?
Right.
Or why did you and Smooth stop and everything like that, whatever.
Right.
It has to come to the consensus that we both can agree to. There's nobody's fucking else's business.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, right? Because again, when you're talking and I'm processing everything what you're saying, a lot of times it's happening because of outside influences in talking, right? Think of how many times when we just started, when someone wanted to ask you, yo, why are you doing it with Smooth?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many times I started and someone might have asked me, yo, why are you doing it with Marv?
Yeah.
I'm like, because this is us. This is us. Who else am I going to do it with?
Right.
And people on the outside don't understand that dynamic, right? So if you don't have that solid,
you know how many times they told me and stuff, whatever, I should Mike Jackson your ass.
But
I was like, but so they do nothing to me.
But that's what I'm saying, right? It's like,
but those people aren't for us, and that's why I'm like, fuck them.
Exactly,
because they're not helping build anything.
Exactly.
So keep it pushing.
Exactly. But then you have other people who are just like, some people get in the ear and now they start thinking that they're better than the situation, right? So now...
Otis, Temptations. Nobody come and see you, Otis.
You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden now they feel like, okay, yep, let's maybe I should break away. Maybe, going back to the Call Me Daddy girls, right? Yeah. It's like one person thought, I should be leading this. The other person's like, I should be leading this. Like going back to, not even, let's take it away from podcasts. Going back to the Neptunes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, yo, you guys made some of the best music in history. Together.
Yes,
right?
Correct.
And all of a sudden, somebody gets into somebody's ear and now the splits are not proper. Somebody feels like they need a bigger cut than somebody else.
Lord.
And this is where it happens. This is where the breakup starts. So yeah, maybe people do need couples therapy as far as podcasting
and friendships
and music and any type of anything where there's a group setting together.
That's fair. That's fair. That's how I was like, okay. It was just me, just the thought. That's why.
It's an interesting thought because, like, we see it more often than not. Like,
yeah, I have no beef with, let's say we're a group and say we had like 2 more people or some shit like that, where we're a musical group, right?
Right.
If we got to the point or to the threshold and stuff that we went diamond, I feel like we can break up. And not even break up like rudely. It's just more like Nigga, individually, we couldn't get to diamond.
Right.
To collective, we can get to diamond. Individually, we can get platinum a piece. Maybe you get more platinum hits.
Yeah.
He might go 8 times. He might go 6. I might go 2 times. But in a collective like Voltron, we doing this.
And as a group, you got to remember, as a group, everybody still has their individual lives, right? So it's hard for you to line up everything so that you can create that next album, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while so-and-so may have like he might just have a newborn, he's just getting settled with his family, he might need a year or two, right? What sense does it make for you be sitting down for a year or two, right? When you can still be on the move. So you say to yourself, okay, listen, while you're doing that, let me try a little solo thing. Mm-hmm. But I think at the end of the day, it's like everybody should come to that consensus where, okay, you know what? This is our core thing, but we still have our individual lives. Let's explore our individual lives, but at some point, we come back to our core thing, and we do our core thing. Let's not upset our core thing.
And so this is, in my head, it naturally works like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably too comic book, anime, like Justice League related. Everybody has their own city to go save, from like Metropolis to Gotham to like Metro City and shit like that, whatever. Yeah, go do you and stuff, whatever. But at the time when it's a greater purpose, let's do this.
Right.
And in any case and stuff, whatever, I even look like when we're that big or when they're that big like that, you could put on the 1-2 peoples and then they could put on their places.
Yes.
Because they got to go back to somewhere and shit, whatever. Because I don't know, like it happens so many times where, again, the collaboration shit is not the key. The coming together is not the key. The communication is like, yo, we're not gonna communicate.
Right.
We're gonna just ride with this fuck up because our egos.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but your money's gonna be funny now.
Exactly.
Your money's gonna be funny.
Nah, bro. Like, no, it that.
Do you think Angela Yee money is the same way as, let's say, how Charlemagne and DJ Envy negotiated with the Breakfast Club, still climbing? Well, we're gonna get to them.
Okay.
We'll get to them. But climb again. Breakfast Club's paper is way higher than what Angela Yee was when she probably jumped ship.
Right.
Collective, we built some shit. We're Voltron.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can do 1s and 2s and stuff for that, but not through radio, boo. Like,
yeah.
Eat up the podcast realm. Eat up these other kind of things. Eat up these other spaces and stuff like that, whatever. You guys have one radio thing collective. No. They don't protect me. They're not. They think they're greater than the program and stuff, whatever. How many times you heard of interviews on Way Up with Ye?
Wow. That's
not. But the Breakfast Club previous interviews, you can Google the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Yeah.
Peoples, man. Yo, what do you think? All right. Where do you want to start? Let's get off the polls. Where do you want to start?
The Incredible Bully.
Who was that?
50 Cent.
Talk about it.
When are people gonna realize it? It makes no sense. I don't get this thing with this. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I love Papoose as a rapper. You know what I mean? I've always loved his wordplay. I think you were actually one of the first people to put me onto him.
Yeah.
With the I ate like 4 times 2 line.
Yeah. That's my favorite Papoose line.
I said, you were the first person to put me on. And ever since then, I've always appreciated it, right? But I'm like, in this day and age, and I actually commented on one of the posts where this guy he sounded like he was crying when he was talking about people not respecting lines and this, that. And I said, I had to chime in and say, bro.
Pull your skirt down? Your thong showing?
This is not the day and age, man. I said, the only people who are respecting lyrics like that right now is people who are in it for the culture. Right now, it's all giggles and bullshit. That's what's winning. So if you think you're going to beat 50 with a hot, dope-ass freestyle or song, you're wrong. Not in this social media era.
But the same aspect you're talking about, this is where it comes back to my question again. How do you like your hip hop?
Right.
If you like your hip hop and stuff, whatever, with the bars and the similes and the metaphors well plated and stuff like that, cool.
Yeah.
Same thing. Some people like the bubblegum bullshit, whatever, with the jokes and the banter and stuff, whatever, right? If those two worlds are colliding, we need a equal ground medium for them to pop off. You can't have, and people are like, you can't, but I'll say, if T.I.'s family is going with bars and stuff, whatever, at 50.
Yeah.
And, well, this is before the power thing.
Yeah.
Before the power origin thing,
Yeah.
right? And he wasn't saying nothing and stuff, whatever, for the longest. That's not the equal medium.
Right.
That's not the equal medium. Now, when T.I. made some comment or tweeted and stuff and said that we can go bar for bar, documentary for documentary.
Yeah.
This is what is an equal medium.
This is
for
what
the
is an equal medium for the man.
Because the man just came off of like a first round knockout with the Reckoning. So this is not a man's landscape. He's in media now. He has his own channel.
Right now, if we're to look at the people who follow 50 on social media, what would you think would be the percentage that has gotten to know him and respect him for what he's doing in the film landscape, the video and film landscape, versus what he's been doing in the rap landscape?
The people?
Yeah.
My gosh. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the rap landscape would probably be maybe a 2-3. And on the people outside, like in the media world, I would say about like a 7-8.
See, and that's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
like,
I have logic though. I have sense.
yeah, I
ate breakfast this morning.
Okay, good. and that's what I'm saying. It's like you're looking at it from a perspective of a small minority group, whereas that small minority group is nothing compared to what he's developed as far as his presence in the film and media, the film and media side.
Right, but that small is still loud.
The small is still loud.
And then you know what they say? The loudest nigga in the room is usually the brokest. The rich ones and stuff, whatever, are still like, no, I'm keeping it a buck.
Yeah,
like, yo, like
I hear you.
These guys, let's say the 7 out of 10s.
Yeah.
These guys and stuff have been shaking hands. Let me tell you something. When I heard 50 came out with that the Branson cognac,
right?
I was like, what happened to effing?
Yeah.
The effing vodka. That's the first thing I said, whatever, right? Because I was so used to hearing like everybody had their own little thing. And like, 50 finally got his alcohol thing and stuff. And then I heard the Branson. I'm like, where did effing go?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who runs this? Then I just like haphazardly just look it up, whatever. I was like, oh, this man's shaking hands. This is not the same dude from Queens.
It's not the same dude for Queens.
But they're still looking at it like it's the same dude and stuff, whatever. So I was like, okay. Like even Jay-Z's not the same guy from Brooklyn.
No.
But you still looking at him like the same guy from Brooklyn. Okay. This is a you problem
And
now.
they're in the comment section. Yes, of course, they're loud in the comment section, but they're arguing with people who are much louder on the film and video side. They don't care about bars. They want to see something funny. They want to see something that makes them laugh. And you're not beating 50 at that game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I again, that talk with Flea, when Cameron and 50 had their sit down.
Yeah.
And again, I said to you, I said, who is a bigger supervillain? Cameron and 50 Cent.
And 50 Cent.
And when I heard Cameron himself said, Fifth, I got to give it to you.
Yeah.
You take this shit a whole nother level with my budget. I'm looking like, ain't even worth it. So the 50's like, but you paid Omar Gooden to do push-ups for a fake movie. He's like, yeah, but that was like 5 bands.
Yeah.
He's like, I blow that on a weekend or whatever. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The 50's like, yeah, I blow the money like that too. But he's like, it's just whatever makes me feel good as a person. And he did that little, that 50 laugh. And they laughed at each other. And I was like, this is pure definition of forgiveness is for the poor. 50 Cent, use 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Hear me. It's forgive or forget. When you're broke, you gotta forget.
Right.
If you're rich, please forgive. I pissed you off. I fucked up your money scheme. Let's say this is 5 years hating to make it. You know, some people, when they have bad blood brewing,
Yeah.
they move different.
Right.
Right?
3
years ago and stuff, whatever, I frigged up a money deal for you. You could have made an M for. Right?
Yeah.
Because I fucked it up and everything and stuff, you now have this in the back of your head, like, I can't believe this guy made us walk away from whatever case is up. We go Splitsville.
Yeah.
We go Splitsville. You do some other 1-2 things with the same formula you helped build me.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It blows. Then now you're looking like, I go on an anti-smooth campaign now. Be like, first and foremost and stuff like that, whatever. We're second cousins. and on some other shit like that, right? And now, you now with your M's in your account, me with my, we'll say, hard times, I'll go hard. Kevin McHale.
Right, yeah.
Kevin McHale's out bad.
He's out bad.
He needs Jesus.
He's out bad.
And like a bag of money.
Mm.
And you got M's up. I'm Kevin McHale and this stuff in this bitch. If you truly forgive me, you let me live and suffer on my own.
Right.
If you haven't forgiven me yet,
nah, nail in the coffin.
Piss on it while you're at it. I would tell you to do that. That would be the proper Marvin way.
That would be the Marvin way.
Yo. 50, I think my fun thing and stuff about 50 is I do find 50 hella entertaining, right?
Yeah.
Same thing like you're saying and stuff. When the man sold his catalog, I stopped taking him as a rapper.
Yeah.
The man sold his catalog. I'm like, I know him. Like, yeah, that's the starting thing. 50, you cannot look at 50 Cent or you can't look at Curtis Jackson. If you know the man's first and last name,
yeah,
and it's over, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about, like, the nigga name was The Rock, okay? You smell what The Rock is cooking to Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
The nigga name is Jay-Z. And the man's now Sean Carter.
Yeah.
The money is in a different language.
It's a different language.
Do not take that person from how you met them. They're not the same.
They're not the same.
You met them as Jay-Z. You met them as The Rock. You met them as 50 Cent.
Yes.
This man's going in the room. Curtis, welcome. How are you?
Mr. Jackson.
The only thing's the same is the laugh.
He kept the villainry. He shook everything else.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either.
I'm not mad at it. Whatever, right? I'll say this. One thing I can respect about 50, the Lloyd Banks stuff, everybody's going to jab at the Lloyd Banks. Pat Poose jabbed at the Lloyd Banks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Breakfast Club like aimed at the Lloyd Banks situation, right? I think the couples therapy needs to happen between Lloyd Banks and 50.
I think so.
Right? And they need to both come to consensus to give everybody like a story where they can just kind of everybody can leave them alone.
Right.
And I'm saying that to say it because if they don't come with a consensus, Lloyd Banks come with his version, it might be problems for 50.
Right.
50 come with his version, Lloyd Banks might say it's not true. And then we're right back to square one again. Back to square one. Right? These guys they've come from far, and especially within 50's world, some of the people he's still kind of just still sonic booming and just carrying along the way. I would never thought Tony Yayo would be around so long, considering the fact that Tony Yayo hasn't had multiple albums.
Right.
He had a mixtape career.
Yeah.
Right? Some of that mixtape career has vanished. I'm sorry. If the kids can't find you on Spotify, whatever streaming platform they're using,
that's it.
It's lore.
Yeah.
It's folklore.
Yeah.
It's folklore. It's like Max B. I'm trying to explain to a Gen Z person, shit, Max B came
Max
out,
B
whatever. You know, when I hear the song in French, I love it, whatever. They're like, I know French Montana. I don't know Max B.
Right.
Max B.
But y'all been saying wavy for like how long? You don't even know where it comes from.
It's folklore. It's folklore. And that's what I'm saying, because they can't say, okay, let me go on Spotify. I can't pull up shit on Spotify and stuff, right?
Yeah.
We could pull up 50.
Yeah.
We could pull up not all Pat Poose's shit.
Well, there you go.
Like when he came up with the monthly thing over the years, like January, February mixtapes and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
Older things, maybe, may not. Who are they going to side with? Who they can find more? Who they can search more? And I'll come back to the hero thing and stuff, whatever. Perfect segue to it. who they respect because they respect money. We've always respected money, especially coming from the hood, because we were in a situation where most of us didn't have money.
Didn't have it. Yeah.
We respected somebody like STD Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Because he had money.
Yeah.
Do you still respect
to that extent? Trump was a big
Trump?
A big thing in our culture.
I've heard mad Jay-Z. I heard Jay-Z bars, a whole bunch of other old bars and stuff, whatever. Like, my money up like Trump.
Yeah.
I'm on my Trump shit.
Yeah.
And you can see they didn't live too long with those lines, whatever, right? My thing when it comes to the heroes, right? We're respecting what they've done, or we're respecting what they're worth.
I think if they haven't done anything that was cultural shifting, then I'm definitely going to say what they're worth.
Do you believe something like Microsoft has been cultural shifting? Microsoft Windows.
Oh yeah.
Just the Windows itself.
Yeah, the Windows itself, yeah.
Okay. So then Bill Gates, he hits both nodes then.
He hits both nodes.
He hits both nodes. So now let's look at 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Does 50 hit both nodes? Cultural shifting. Go, it's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. Every fucking language in the world, or that when that song is played, they know that.
Yeah.
And in the club, it's not even a birthday song, like a happy birthday.
It's not even a birthday song.
Just that by itself, that's cultural shifting.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like 50's a billionaire. I feel like 50's a billionaire. He used that bankruptcy shit to not disclose this shit.
Yeah.
And it works so perfect for him.
It's funny though, because how many successful people we know have claimed bankruptcy? But it's part of the playbook.
Us as black people don't know money, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say that that J. Cole Mo Money thing, like this skit is so true. He's like, most blacks don't know money. That's why they go broke and they keep trying to owe money. Right? And they don't know how to grow money because no one really showed them how to control money.
Yeah.
We don't know how, a lot of us, not all, and this is a different time and age, and we're living in the information age.
Right.
And there's a lot more black people up way than what they were before.
Right.
But you still have those broke few who are just extra loud.
Yeah.
They're just extra loud. Could you even see yourself as a 60-year-old man with no investments? There's 60-year-old men and women out here that still keep their money under their mattress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll tell you and stuff, whatever, that the world doesn't do nothing for them. And they don't trust no bank and they don't trust none of this and none of this. But they buy lotto tickets because they still want to be rich.
They still want to be rich.
I'm about to crash out. The logic.
Keep it in, Marv. Keep it in.
Serenity before insanity.
Keep it in, Marv. Yeah, it makes no damn sense. It makes no damn sense. The amount of money that you
dumped in a lotto.
That the ROI, return on investments. I have to say it out because people probably don't even know what ROI means, right? And it's like the fact that you thought that you could just magically get these numbers and you're going to be filthy rich when there is a process been shown to make money.
Facts.
Through investments that you could have just literally just invested and made some money.
We live in an information age where if you want information, you have a whole program called Chat GPT that can spit out exactly what the fuck you needed to do.
Yeah.
Again, we're going by cake now. I'll wrap up on the 50 and Pat Poose thing and stuff. I'm not going to war with nobody and stuff whose war chest will be $1 billion.
It does not make sense.
So I'm just going to I'll say this. Now, when it comes to rappers and stuff like this T.I. shit, go into interviews and tell him about 50 what he did to you, like what shiesty shit, like, you know, he did undermine deals.
Yeah.
Don't even bar nothing. Don't bar nothing. Keep it basic.
Just keep it basic.
Keep it minimum.
Yeah.
don't go to war with somebody with their war chest that might be over your. And I'm not saying T.I. don't got cake, because with the lawsuit, him and his wifey won with the Bratz doll thing.
Right.
I'm not saying they money not up.
No, we're not saying that.
But I'm saying this stuff is like, whose bank account is more likely to get drained out first over going to war? 50 had AI videos now with Max B looking at Jim Jones in his face, and then I seen at the end of it, it added somewhere else. It didn't say at Curtis Jackson, at 50 Cent. He's employing people now.
Let me tell you something, man. When I seen the video, I said the video alone is cleaner than any of those people have done in the past 4 years of their career. Not even talking about the diss stuff, just the regular career. 50 Cent has parked his fuck you money at the side.
Yeah,
that's what he's playing with. He's playing with his fuck you money.
I saw there's a clip where somebody was recording 50 listening to like the diss track that they made.
Yeah.
And I think like the fab part, whatever, was the one he was rocking his head to. Right? Because you see 50's like, yeah. And then he took in the whole verse. And then like, say the person recording, he kind of turned away and stuff. He's like, that's it? And they just walked away. It was like, don't go to war. Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone, man.
Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone,
I don't even know if the kicking door thing is true with the Jim Jones side. But if he's going to go that far, I don't know the other investor who owns the building.
I don't know the other investor.
Don't even risk it.
I don't know.
Again, don't even risk it.
And I don't really follow that podcast. Have they been potting lately?
I don't.
I'm
a creator.
I haven't seen any memes. I haven't seen any memes. Because that's how I usually caught on, is just the memes from the podcast. I have not seen any memes lately.
Well, how I caught on is I follow 50 Cent. Okay? All right?
So you witnessed the destruction firsthand.
I witnessed the destruction firsthand. Then I'm looking like, okay, Fifth, you probably gone too far like usual, because 50's a hyperbolist.
Yeah.
I dig it though, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then when I see what the real deal is...
He's the piss on the coffin after it's nailed.
The man said, I'm smoking on an Irv Gotti pack after Irv Gotti died.
Yeah, he's sometimes he can be out of order.
We're talking about two different Curtis Jacksons. We have to be. We have to be. Big Rich Town? The same 50? No. My hero thing now, what I wanted to flip to again is, let's say the Donald Trump people, right? I don't want the podcast to be flagged like that, but I just want to keep it clean as much and I'll say it like this. There were a ton of people who respected Donald Trump and had love for him.
Yeah.
And followed the brand and voted for him and put him in this position of power, right? Yeah. A lot of those same people and stuff, Donald Trump was their hero until he stopped being their hero from his other choices or the decisions that he has made.
Right.
When do we say to ourselves, how do you deal with your modern day heroes letting you down? Remember earlier I brought up with Bill Gates and stuff, how we respect him with his cake.
Yeah.
Right? And even if you're an ultra, like a bigger supporter of the prez, whatever, like even like the King of the World statue that went up earlier in the week.
Okay, yeah.
With Epstein and stuff and the whole Titanic reenactment, whatever, right?
Yeah.
The view is just cold-blooded because it's kind of like you could beeline shot like another Washington monument right behind it.
Right.
It's cold-blooded, but again, this was someone's modern hero that eventually has let them down.
Yeah.
What do you do when your modern heroes let you down?
I contemplate on I try to figure out what it is that I really liked or fell in love with this modern day hero.
Okay.
And see if
it's still in lines with that.
If it's still in lines with it.
Yeah.
If there's anything still there. And is there an ability to come back from where he's now gone, right? And it goes back again to what I was saying when we had the conversation with the actors, like with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
With what's his name that played the wrestler?
Mickey Rourke.
You know what I mean? It's like yeah, you let me down, but is there something still there that I can hope for? Maybe not
But
believe
you-
in, but I can hope for, because I don't know if belief
So-
is going to bring it back.
So let's say if you're a Robert Downey fan,
Yeah.
right? And the acting is what brought you there.
Right.
The antics and stuff was kind of making you be like, you let me down, you know. We were all rooting for you, Tiffany, you know, on that kind of energy level.
Yeah.
Till now, you're watching Iron Man and you love the Iron Man flicks and stuff, whatever, right? The acting brought you there in the first place.
Right. Right.
So you shouldn't really shift if like.
No, and I probably wouldn't shift that much unless if you're really like continuing down this path of egregiousness. That where
I was kind of like a Diddy then.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like if you had like stopped before the whole thing came about and was on your correction path,
Mhm.
then when this whole thing comes about, I don't think it stings you as much. Because people can see, yeah, but that was then. I've followed a track record since then, and it's been different in my eyes. And I can believe what I'm seeing now. You getting caught and then say, I'm flipping the script. Even if you're gonna flip the script, who's really gonna believe you at that point?
Mm.
Who's really gonna think that you have the possibility of making that turn and doing that comeback? Going back to even R. Kelly, when things started to go sideways, right? And he did that song, "You Saved Me," and then everybody was like, okay, you know what? Maybe he's trying to right his wrongs and go, you know, make it a straightforward path from here on out, and kind of, you know, maybe we can cling back to him. But no, he went right back to the fuckery right after that.
That's what I'm saying. The music got me to R. Kelly, not the fuckery.
It got me to the R. Kelly.
The music is the reason why I probably might still spin an R. Kelly track.
Right.
Because it's not the fuckery, whatever, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna, like for me, my modern day heroes and stuff, right? I'll say this. You're dead on when you're saying about the line with the scope.
Yeah.
Because I probably like this modern day hero for something, right? Okay, we'll see. Charlemagne.
Okay.
Right? I can honestly say this, and I was laughing and stuff, whatever, even like this week when I was looking at like the Breakfast Club and hearing people about saying they're tanking, right?
Yeah.
Since Charlemagne has been kind of like on the Breakfast Club, let's say from Angela Yee days and early days where like, hell, he had dark spots in his skin and shit like that. I would always be dating like a different woman or be with another woman. And they're like, yo, you really like this guy and stuff, whatever, right? I'm like, he just speaks.
Yeah.
He speaks his truth.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it.
You get it.
I get it, right? Charlemagne hasn't done much to let me down until now. Right? But it's still aligning with him speaking his truth.
His truth, yeah.
So I wouldn't really look and say, you know, my modern hero and stuff is like, is gone or down, but it kind of comes back when they tell you really can't have heroes because your heroes will find a way to let you down.
Yeah.
But then who do you look up for inspo?
Maybe it shouldn't be modern day heroes, people in the spotlights. Maybe it should just be that school teacher that really inspired you. Nobody really knows about them.
Right.
But that one thing that they did for you might have changed your life, and they've been consistent throughout.
How consistent have they been if this teacher you had for 1 year and they hit you with this profound statement compared to a musician who's you probably been listening to for like several years and they had bar after bar after bar that you can memorize even 20 years down the line?
I think the consistency comes in when it shows up in other people. Because I've had people who I've in my my elementary school, right? Who have told me about teachers that I've been in elementary school with. I'm now past that age, so-and-so, and I'm even surprised that they're still at the school teaching, right? But they're like, hey, this teacher's here, and this teacher's done this, and this for me. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, that was one of my favorite teachers. You mean they're still there doing that, keeping up the good work? Like, that's commendable. Even going back to the other last week when I was talking about Mama J, right? How she being like somebody who I respect because of what she's done for me. And to the point where I was like, at her birthday party, seeing it wasn't just me, I'm like, damn, like these people need to be recognized more. Why are they not considered heroes?
They probably let somebody down. The other people who aren't heroes. No, because you bring up a valid point, but some people, you have to earn it.
Yeah.
And for like the Mama J, she's earned it.
Yeah.
Right? There's other people that haven't earned shit. They just done the time.
Right.
So her 24 hours and stuff consisted of like building with you, building with your brother, building with these people, building with this person. And other person's 24 and stuff have been like, I'm not fucking with nobody for a month because my social battery is low and I can only afford to inspire and teach once a month and stuff, right? You can kind of know where the celebrations will be like.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If you hold back your greatness, no one's going to know you're great.
That's true. That's true. Even going back, so even going back with what you're saying with the musician, how, you know, they would tend to be a more hero because you see that or you hear the music more often. They're more relatable because of that. But then we also got to remember it's just that side we're seeing of the person. Like, we don't know the personal side. Going back to the whole
but you don't know the teacher side.
The teacher side, I don't know to that full extent.
Right.
But they're more in, let's say, a hand though.
Reach out and touch. Yeah.
Right. I had one teacher outside of school. She had took me and two other students to a hockey game, just because we've never experienced it before, and she thought it would be worthwhile having that.
Can't do that no more.
They can't do that no more, right? But just because she thought it would be good for us to have that experience, right? And she was such a good teacher that our parents had trust in her to be able to take us to go see this hockey game, right? And this is what I mean when you're able to know somebody outside of a specific viewpoint. How many people had liked Tyra and didn't know Tyra was a tyrant?
I think everybody's like that. But and that's what I'm saying, going back to the teacher and stuff as well, right? Because some teachers, you probably don't even know their first name.
Yeah, some teachers you won't know their first name.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they give you a side of them and stuff. But again, that's all on the person.
Yeah.
I think we're just highlighting the bad people and stuff that who we know we can confirm they're bad.
Right.
Right? I think just, again, it's not even just the ones you can confirm, the ones you can't confirm. It's just that this is an everybody thing where everybody's stuff needs to identify and stuff, I guess, who their heroes might be.
Yeah.
And kind of look at stuff like, I'm here for inspo. I'm here for inspiration.
Right.
Or you do something that inspires me to be a better person, be a better man, be a better chef, be a better whatever. Like, I'm here for the inspiration you've given me.
Right.
And if I'm not here for that, whatever, when you do other things and stuff that doesn't align why I'm here,
right,
then I'm out.
Then you're out. Should we be using more of a balancing scale approach?
What do you mean by that?
Weighing the good, what you fell in love with and what you like and what you've admired versus what the bad is.
Good damn question. Keep it a buck. I feel like every individual's answer would be so different.
Yeah.
Because, so to answer your question, there should be a grading scale.
Right.
On like how much good you do to kind of outweigh your bad.
Yeah.
But like, people's bad stuff is different. Like, I heard a Gen Z person and stuff clapping Martin Luther King the other day. We know how great Martin Luther King is, maybe in so many worlds and his name.
Yeah.
And a Gen Z person or a kid said, like, Martin Luther King wasn't that great. He cheated on his woman.
Right, right.
So I'm like, but he did so much other great things.
Other great things, right.
Right? But then again, like, yo, they just need that one bad.
That one bad.
To kind of line you up and say, you know what I'm saying? You're not a hero no more.
Right.
So again, it's kind of like, if you're there for whatever purpose and stuff, like not saying like this Gen Z person stuff would be aligned to Martin Luther King's things because he's not a quote unquote modern hero. He's dead.
Right.
But if your modern hero kind of aligns with the purpose of why you're there, like I said, the inspo aspect, fuck it. Whatever they do, their human is just as you.
Yeah.
They're going to do some shit, whatever. Like, what if you found the next person in line to run PETA used to field goal kick like chihuahuas through like a goalpost or something like that, right?
Right.
To be like, yo, we're using you as a chosen one, and you had this history. And the man's like, or he or she probably be like, that was like 8 years, I was like 8 years old and stuff like that, whatever. I learned from that mistake.
Yeah.
And da-da-da. They're like, nah. It was one time too many.
One time too many.
They're gonna, as I said, the grading scale thing, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But like, yo, they put a lot more, like, if we're talking about percentage or weight-wise, on the bad than the good. And one bad will outclap your 5 good.
And that's why I never take I have my side. I never try and impose my side on anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can see why you have a group of Iranians in the street protesting this one thing, and then another group protesting the exact opposite. But again, it's all going down to what is your balance? What weighs more on what side for you?
Well, it depends where the fuck they protesting from. Because if you protesting from America and stuff like that, whatever, you're wasting your goddamn time and energy. So it's the same thing when I see people protest here about like abortions and stuff like that here in Canada. Abortion is free here.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you downtown for? Wasting time and energy for whatever, right?
Yeah.
This is not getting you near your goal. You're just wasting time and energy.
Wasting time and energy. And it's no way in the hell gonna change what the politics is down south.
So that's what I'm saying. You as you're like, okay, let's say if we're both Iranian people, right?
Right.
And I'm for one thing and you're for another thing and stuff, whatever. We need to shut the fuck up and come to a consensus and say, which are we with the allegiance front? If we're looking too scattered, we're looking too disorganized, who the fuck's gonna want to help us?
Yeah.
Who's gonna want to save us?
Yeah.
You're swimming. No, you're not even swimming. You're on a raft. You see somebody just flanting wildly.
Right.
And you're trying to throw them a lifeline and stuff for that. And they're still like acting a fool. You're still going to try and save them?
You can't.
They might bring you the fuck down.
I was about to say they're going to bring you down.
But if you see somebody else's stuff that look more stable and like, please help. Anything can help. The rope, the buoy, hell, an oar.
Yeah.
I'll just ride next to your ship.
Yeah.
They're just happy to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same kind of people, but like the different kind of energies.
Yeah.
They have to come together as a consensus. Iranian people, and they can't go in places and stuff to make these changes where it's just going to make noise, and they're going to drive right past you like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to yell at the diplomat and stuff, whatever, there and everything like that. When they leave, yeah, you monster, you dirtbag. They already had the third light.
Yeah.
What was your purpose of being there?
What was your purpose?
You did nothing. And if you don't know how to fight a proper protest, or what should you do to better your people and your stats, even though you're at a different point in the land?
Right.
Chat GPT that motherfucker. They might say, Western Union them some funds, nigga.
Might say something more
Get
meaningful.
your money up and Western Union them your funds.
Might say something more meaningful.
Or MoneyGram. Both of y'all cut the check. We're wasting a lot of useless energy for things and stuff that doesn't really like help us be better than what we are.
Yeah, because, I mean, either side of the argument that you're on, we're still paying more for gas.
And the Canadian people are holding it. They're holding it. They're not even affected yet.
Not even
this
affected.
Is reserve stuff.
Yeah.
They're up ticking the price on.
Yeah.
They don't like us. They don't like us. One last thought, whatever, and then we can get to like the question of the week, right?
All right.
I wanted to talk about the 2 incidents that happened in America. I don't know if you heard. One with the dude driving through the synagogue.
Okay, yes.
And they dealt with him.
Right.
Right. So he tried to go make some heinous situations. He had a gun. He drove his truck through the door, driving to the hall until like their security team detail put him down.
Right.
Right. Then the ROTC thing and stuff in Virginia, where that guy was a former ROTC student, but he was brought up on terrorist charges,
Okay.
and just released in 2024,
Right.
and went back there to go do some other different type of shit because they saying like somebody said they heard him. Everybody talk a lot of shit, but they saying like Allah Akbar, and he already went down for the terrorism act. Right?
Yeah.
The students subdued them,
Mm-hmm.
subdued him and stuff, and killed him and put him out of commission. Now, right? The two things correlate to me. What I see this is that both situations, the people on site handled the situations.
Right.
Right? My question to you is, do you believe that the government should be training the people to survive?
I think so.
In what way?
Whether it's in, this goes back to at one point we were training kids for active shooters,
but
in school, right? So
all schools.
I think if it's a potential to happen in any school, then it should be taught in all schools.
But it's not.
It's not.
So that's what I'm saying. So now the government's, again, is it something where like even let's look local now, right?
Right.
Is it something where you tell the Ontario government, or is it something where the schools and the school board have to go at it? Because I feel like it's a school board thing more than it's the government thing.
I think it's the school board, but it shouldn't have to be the school board. It should, the government should mandate, because at the end of the day, you are the citizen of the country, right? Your parents pay taxes to the government. They don't pay it to the school board.
So, and I thought about this, right? Because again, look, this is the ROTC students, right?
Right.
If the government's way to pay you to survive was to go join a reserve, the Army Reserve, the Navy Reserve, whatever reserve and stuff like that, that's it right there.
Now, okay, I was also gonna say that, right? If, for instance, it's not a mandated thing, then at least it should be something where, as a resource, if somebody wants to do it, they can go and get the training.
So, okay, what would you prefer? Let's say, we'll say 90 days for a skill.
Okay.
So let's say the government saying, we'll give you 3 months of like survival training.
Okay.
Right? But you only have to pay $500.
Okay.
And they do like hand-to-hand close quarter combat, scaling the walls.
Yeah.
I guess like shit they would do for active shooter situations,
right.
like rescue 911 thing.
Yeah.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. Like even like the flight attendants, I heard they do a different kind of shit.
Yeah.
And their shit is longer.
Mm.
Right? But again, the government is not going to do too much for people because, again, people have this in their mind that the government's going to save them.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. How much do you think the government should extend those clip and stuff, whatever? Like after they say, we're giving you 90 days of this, whatever, you have to pay $500. How many people would take it? Like, what's the percentage you think would jump on?
That would jump on?
They met you like for $500. Think about the training.
Yeah.
CPR itself will probably run you like 100 and change.
Yeah.
Right? Think about like those drills with like the guns and all that type of stuff, whatever, the ammunition, all those other things. Those things, the courses itself, I'm ballparking saying minimum $3,000. And they're saying they only want $500.
I would say probably maybe 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10 would take it? That's high.
You think that's high?
I think that's fucking high.
I think 4 out of 10.
I think because we don't have, let's say this, certain countries in the world, let's say even like China, Iran was one of them and stuff before. Like I know from my Iranian friend. Yeah. You have 2 options. You join military.
Or you go to
or you go to school.
Yeah.
Right? And like, if you ain't figure it out, your ass is going to the military. We're giving you this training and we're going to cut you a check.
Right.
We're keeping you just in case your shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because some people are like, yo, I'm just here for, I know 3-4 people that went to the Navy in America just to get them to pay for school and an electrician course.
Yeah.
Right? Another guy, he was in the Army. I think he went to go do culinary arts.
Okay.
His father told him, like, yo, you ain't gonna be here just doing shit, whatever, fuck all, till you sort some shit up. I like to cook. He's like, go cook in the army. And then he, like, after he came out the reserve and shit, like, he went to, I think, South Korea or something like that, to station there for a bit. When he came back, yo, the man opened up his own restaurant.
Yeah. Dope.
So I'm like, the government is giving them handouts, but everybody's expecting too much from the government.
And you can't put it all on the government.
You cannot.
You can't put it all on the government.
These two situations have proved that the government didn't really come in to help these people.
Yeah.
In the Detroit and the Michigan synagogue, right?
Right.
In the Michigan synagogue, they had their own team. They paid their bread for to subdue and put down person.
See, and
it's
that,
not the police.
See,
like with the school, not to cut you, but the school where I always forget the name, where like the tactical squad was outside waiting. Vivaldi,
right.
Where they wasted time.
Yeah.
That's your government right there.
That's your government.
Your tactical team is in there putting out the guy from driving a SUV in the hall.
But it actually goes back to what you were saying earlier when we were talking about should it be the government's responsibility or the school board's responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're going back to the example of they have this $500 for you to do whatever tactical training that you need to train to survive, and anybody can pay that bread to do those trainings, right? But if you're proactive, like let's say the schools, and one thing that you mentioned is CPR. Within certain companies, it's mandated that you need to have at least 2 people that know CPR. So now they'll pay for those 2 people to go and have that training, right? I don't see why it should be any different in a school situation. Whereas if the government is now putting these programs
mandating,
up,
the
right?
mandates,
and saying anybody can go to it, then the school should be able to spring money and say, listen, if we at least have 10 people on staff who we know that are trained in this particular situation, we may not have to spread the bread for everybody, because maybe now we can have these 10 people retrain 15 more people. You know what I mean? Let's pay for these 10 people to get trained, then pay for an additional. Let's pay them an additional small salary to stay an hour behind regular class time to teach.
Detailed.
Basically, to teach these courses. Right. And then that's how you kind of piggyback off what the government's doing, because you can't expect the government to do everything.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you with that when you're saying with the whole mandate aspect, if the government mandated like the school boards to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I think, again, it's kind of like, do we rely everything to the government? The school boards aren't relying everything, but the school boards are the ones collecting the funds.
Right.
Because if the government tells them, we can only supplement a budget of, let's say, in Ontario, we could supplement a budget of, for this purpose, $500 million.
Okay.
To all the schools in Ontario, to all the high schools.
Right.
We need a bigger budget. We don't have enough money, but we'll do $500 million to the high schools and stuff, whatever, to have, let's say, security person teach like a survival thing and stuff for there, and they're there.
Right.
They're going to be like, the school has to find a way to fund the rest. Because if we do $1 billion, we have to take the $1 billion out of the country.
Yeah.
We don't have enough money for that.
Yeah.
They're always going to tell you, the government's going to tell you, we're always broke.
Always broke.
But we know
they find it. They find it when they need to find it, though.
Stimulus? CERB?
They find it when they need to find it, though.
Okay.
Man.
So, again, the school boards and stuff for that, because if they look at the parents like, hey, the school said they're going to do it, or the government is saying this and third. Parents are like, yo, boss, you're taking blood from a rock.
Yeah.
For my son wears uniforms.
Yeah.
Right? For him to wear jogging pants, basic fucking jogging pants, with the school like animal thing on it. Nigga, that's $50.
I know.
I'm like, he's not even a whole giant adult yet, whatever, right? And that's what I'm saying. $50 for the pants.
I know.
They're not even endorsed by Nike.
Nope.
So I'm looking at him like, kill that. I'm not clapping at y'all, but like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Then you add a top to that. Then you're going to say, oh, by the way, we want to protect your kid, keep your kid nice and safe and stuff, whatever. However, we're going to do a little fundraiser and stuff in this bitch for you guys to help supplement some money so we can pay for the security detail. They'd be like, you charge me for the uniforms. You got to figure it out, school board.
Yeah.
Because the school board needs to start allocating some people's checks.
Mm-hmm.
Some people shouldn't be getting some $1 million checks when they ain't doing $1 million work.
Yep.
So the school board needs to do the cutting and the culling before the government comes in. The people with these two situations, like I said, in America, it showed me perfect that the people should be left to defend them fucking selves. The people that feel like somebody's coming to save them, you got a rude awakening.
Yeah.
In life, and when shit hits the fan moment, no one's coming to save you. You
No.
need to learn how to save yourself.
Yep.
These people, so many lives were saved because these set people and stuff jumped in because they went to go save them damn self.
Yeah.
Everybody else, not so much.
Not so much.
Let's get the question of the week, man.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. What's the worst advice you could give to your children? What's the worst advice any parent could give to their children?
Go to school because that's the only way that you're gonna be somebody.
Why?
Because A, it's not the only way that you can be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
B, I just finished speaking with one of my mentors who teaches at York University, and he says he's tired of walking into Costco and seeing his graduate students doing jobs that they never prepared themselves to do. And I was like, yeah, it's a harsh reality, especially if university and college is not cheap.
No, but that's the millennium plight, right? Remember I was telling you we were talking about the generational gap?
Yeah.
Our thing and stuff is for the millennials issue and stuff is work equals outcome. So if you do more work, it'll equal you being rich. And we had a failure process with that. So you're right. It aligns up with that. It's a no bueno. It's a bad thing to kind of say or lead the kids and stuff with. It's, for me, telling the kids to follow their dreams early. I have a problem with that. And I realized that and stuff because here I am chasing my dreams now.
Yeah.
In my 40s.
Right.
Where I have the better knowledge to do so and the energy and the tenacity and stuff to now chase my dreams because let's say I wasn't even podcasting. Let's say if I wanted to be a baker.
Okay.
To bake like cakes. Because, a lot of people do a little career shift with like cake baking industries and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
If I started in my youth, I might not have the business sense.
Okay.
The know-how and stuff, the nitty-gritty of how businesses and stuff work because I just have the tenacity.
Right.
So I just want to do it. And a lot of the times and stuff, whatever, when you're telling the kids to follow their dreams, they haven't built the tenacity to even keep up to their dreams.
Yeah, I can agree to
right?
that.
Because a lot of parents and stuff, what I see, they just kind of like Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. Like, I bust my ass so you can have nice things. Not a problem. The problem is the parent's not going to be here forever.
Right. Yeah.
How do you keep up with the nice things?
Yeah.
Right? So you need the know-how and stuff. And then I want to say to chase dreams and stuff too, you might realize and stuff that, hell, it's just but that.
It's just but that.
Just but that a dream,
Yeah.
right? I probably had a dream and stuff way back when. My music, I love, I could be a musician. Can't sing for shit. Ask me to spit a freestyle like, hell no. Remember the word cackling? I can't. But again, that's just a dream.
It's a dream.
Then to say like, follow your dreams now. Shit. My bars ain't gonna be nowhere near Jada Kiss.
No, nowhere near.
And I'm out here and stuff like,
no.
Well, at least I followed my dream. Shut the fuck up. You need to make money to build capital to start your dream.
Yes. That 100%.
But they're not telling the kids that. And that's why I feel like that's the worst advice they could give. A parent could give. Let's get to the Ask the Sons.
Ask away, people.
First Ask the Sons question comes from Jazz Fan 98. Poor guy.
98.
They didn't win then, but okay, yeah. Would you go to a strip club by yourself?
No.
Really? Why not? I would.
You would?
I would. But I don't really have like the desire. But tell me why you wouldn't go.
I rarely go to places like that. Because I usually look at those settings, and not just a strip club, but any type of club itself. I'm usually a sociable person. So if I don't know anybody actually working there,
Okay.
then to me it kind of feels awkward. For instance, my birthday last year,
Mhm.
I was up and about, and I was by myself, and this was I think it was either right after work. I was waiting on. I had to. I had. I think. Oh, I had to pick up my son. My son was getting his hair retwisted, so I was waiting for my son. So in the meantime, waiting, I decided to go to a local restaurant that was there, and I said I'll just have like a quick beer, right? And I went there. I sat at the bar,
Mhm.
and it felt so awkward to me
Why?
because I was not communicating with anybody. I had nobody to communicate. Every now and then, the bartender would come by and ask me if I wanted another drink, but that was it. Maybe if the bartender had come by and struck up a little conversation, other than to ask me if I needed another drink or if I needed like a lunchtime special,
But why
maybe it
did
would
you
have been a
need the
little bit different.
bartender when you were a man full of conversation yourself? Why
Yeah,
didn't you
but
spark up?
but where I was sitting, there was
Mhm.
nobody else around me, and the bartender, it's not like she was stationary to be right there with me
Right.
for me to spark up that conversation. It was just a mere come, ask me a quick question, and then go about their business. And granted, it was like, I want to say just a little bit before happy hour. So there was not much waitresses in there, not much bartenders in there. So the people who were there, they had to split the duty with serving everybody. So it's not like I could keep that person a long time for us to have a meaningful conversation.
Mhm.
And obviously, they have to deal with other people, right?
But you can make a lot out of a small moment, though.
But I didn't even get the chance. Like I'm saying,
But if she brought you a beer, dog, you
she brought me the beer. But like I said, and again, maybe
because like say and I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Even when I'm cashing out the grocery store, I have a quick ass interaction with just even the cashier moment and stuff, whatever. And it's like click, click, boom. Here's money.
Yeah.
We exchange some quick words, a little banter, and I keep it pushing.
That I have all the time.
And you didn't do that day.
But I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying. It's the way how this person was moving.
Right.
It wasn't inviting for me to start that conversation.
But this person wasn't the only person in the
No, this was the only person that was sitting. Like I sat at the bar.
You sat to the bar.
Right. Everybody else was coupled up in like the booths. So I'm the only person sitting at the bar,
Yeah.
right? So the only person that I had the opportunity to interact with was this bartender. And this bartender was moving at it. She only came by to see if I needed anything else. She wasn't trying to stop to have no conversation or nothing. Maybe if the attitude was a little bit different, like I said, if she came by and struck up the conversation, then I could say, okay,
I don't really leave it to them. That's why, because I like that. Just me in general.
Yeah.
I try to control much of the conversation with new people and stuff as much as I can.
Yeah.
But so I leave it to me sparking it and me initiating. I'm not waiting for them to initiate anything.
Right.
Even in that's what I'm saying. Like within a short instance, whatever, you can bag a woman.
Yes.
Any man can bag a woman within a short, even 2 seconds of like 2 words to even get her to stop.
Yes.
And it's up to him to fill in the blanks.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you 100%. But again, right, if I'm looking at this person, right, and I'm seeing everybody else that they have to serve,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel compelled unless they're gonna stop and say, okay, this person has a little downtime. Let me go ahead and strike up the conversation. Otherwise than that, I'm not trying to impede you or stop you from doing your job. So that's how I looked at it when I was sitting at the bar. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, I don't like going to those places unless I have somebody else who's there with me to socialize. So even at a strip club, I can watch titties and ass at home on cable for free. And I can drink it the comfort of my own home. So if I'm really going to the strip club, it's probably somebody else inviting me to go to the strip club. Say, yo, let's go to the strip club and have some drinks. all right, let's go to the strip club and have some drinks. And then we go to the strip club. Majority of the time, I'm not really watching the titties and ass anyway. We're having a conversation.
Pretty much. I'd say for the most part and stuff, I can go because some people can't even go to dinner by themselves.
That I can do.
Right?
Yeah.
Some people can't go to dinner and stuff by themselves and stuff like that. They'll just take their food out to go.
Yeah.
Right? So I look at what's the difference between like even just getting, let's say, a meal and a drink there with just, I guess, the entertainment right there. I know this should be more pricey.
Yeah.
But that's what you're paying for and stuff like that, whatever, right?
If it was Magic City, I'd probably attempt it because I hear the ravings about the food. Typical strip club food. Typical strip club food. It wouldn't be appealing for me to just say I'm gonna go and have like a.
What have you heard somebody say the strip club food?
That might be a different story.
Because like again, like you're not from Atlanta, you hear about Magic City's food and stuff is like that, whatever, right?
Right.
Like Lou Williams, lemon pepper Lou. Lemon pepper Lou? I was just there for the wings. Sure.
Yeah, right,
sure. Magic City, of all places. Not Wingstop.
Not Wingstop.
All right, cool.
Wings and breasts.
What did you learn from talking to a stripper, though? Consider the fact we had a stripper on this show. What did you learn from any strippers?
Not typically learn, but just to be reminded that they're actually everyday people. I remember one time,
human beings.
Yeah, I remember the one time when we went to investigate for whose bachelor party was it? And we went to that strip club in Brampton.
Me?
Yes,
I was there.
Yes.
Oh, for my bachelor party.
Was it for your bachelor party?
Probably.
And then we were there, and one of the girls came up to me, and she didn't ask me. She wasn't asking me for a dance, but then she goes, she knows me, and I'm like, well, where do you know me from? She goes, our kids go to the same school together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, my son is so and so. And I was like, oh shit.
Nice.
I said, yeah, that's one of my daughter's friends, right? And then I'm like, you're here to make a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just then the human factor comes back in again. It's like, nah, you know what I mean? And then dude beside me was like, why don't you get a dance from one? I was like, nah, it's not what the conversation was about. And they were mad because she
was my peoples?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they were mad because it's like smooth. Like she came up to you and started talking to you and stuff like that. And I was like, but that's not what I was here for. I was here to kind of, help you guys. So again, source out the talent.
Listen to the statement. Let the court stenographer play that back. Say it one more time.
Source out the talent.
Mm-hmm. You're here to help the guy source out the talent.
Help source out the talent.
All right, Jeffrey Epstein.
That's what I was invited for.
Yep,
right?
Epstein.
To give my opinion.
Right, Black Epstein.
To give my opinion and nothing else. And again, in that setting, the conversation was mostly amongst us. I don't think any of us was really watching what was happening on the stage. And it was a new club. So it's not like it was a popping club anyway. So it's not like the excitement was there.
We went to multiple strip clubs that night, though. We went to multiple strip clubs that night. We went to one that had a shower in there. Remember the guy said, like, if you go up there, that's where the strippers take showers and everybody can watch and shit. And then we went to another strip club where they took a U.S. currency exchange rate. They took your Canadian dollars and gave you U.S. money so you can feel like you're rich, like you're throwing. We went to like 3 strip clubs that night, whatever, for the talent scouting. Your court stenographer gonna catch your ass.
See that. That's a go show you how uninterested I was because I only remembered the one that had the friend.
No, you gave a Clinton. That was a Clinton. That was a Clinton deposition.
I only remember
the
one that had the friend.
That was a Clinton deposition right there.
I only remember the one that had the friend.
Clinton deposition.
Don't bother what Marvin has to say.
That's a Clinton move right there.
I only remember the one that had the friend.
Let me see that photo.
Because
that's what I remember now. I was there
interested in the human aspect.
Whatever, William Clinton. Hilarious. That's hilarious. I was like, one of my people? I was like, there's a lot going on. I just remember one club, because I remember I had an Argyle vest.
Right.
And one of the DJs said, "Hey, it's Carlton." And he played the Carlton music. And then I started doing the dance. I was like, really, dog? I'm just walking. Like, we're trying to find the office to the damn strip club. Who's running shit? He's like, "Hey, look, it's Carlton." Dun, 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 dun. You remember that shit?
I remember that shit.
So I'm like, oh, your memory's coming back to you.
Slowly.
William Clinton.
Slowly but sure.
Yo, it could happen to a lot of people. Don't worry.
It could happen.
Don't
It can
worry.
happen.
Next question will come from FallenFalcon. Do you keep your friends and partners separate? I do not.
No, me neither. I want to say when I was younger,
I was about to
maybe.
say you, but no, I don't see you taking your wifey, kicking it with your homies.
No, but my wifeys know about my homies, and if
No, but-
if it's a situation where our homies are saying, okay, let's do like a family thing, then yeah.
No, they're doing an outing thing. Cause like how you went out with your wifey's homies, like a few weeks ago.
Right.
Does that happen in the reverse?
No, only typically because the things that my homies would be into, my wifey's not really into it. So to bring her out into that setting,
But your wifey like music. You guys went out to club. You saw a niece party with daughter.
right?
Your homies that party the club and everything, she couldn't.
So so I've been to places, my wifey's been to places where it's like, it may be like a reggae concert where I know me and my homies are gonna go to, but she's also coming because she may like that particular artist or she may like that particular music.
Right. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
how often those situations happen? Because well, according to this, like when I'm looking at this, whatever, your friends and your partners, like I would assume if you had no partner or
Yeah.
anybody has no partner, they might kick it with their friends way more often. Let's say once a month.
Right.
We'll just say minimum once a month.
Right.
When you have partner now, whatever, to kind of kill two birds with one stone, I will hope you will try to collaborate the world, or somebody will collaborate some of the worlds.
Yeah.
Not saying all, but a good portion. I've been in situations and stuff, whatever, where I don't see some people's wifeys. Some people's wifeys don't come out, whatever. So then that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I do, but I see a lot of people that their wifeys don't kick it.
Listen, that same Mama G function I was telling you about, there was somebody there, I won't say who, but when that person came, my wife asked, where's their wifey? Right? After my wife asked, I kid you not, 2 more people didn't know each other, each came and seen the same person and said, where's your wife?
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying totally.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if it's a situation where, and granted, I don't go out much without my wife, right? But there's situations where it may be the Friday night, what my friends would call church, aka the bar, where I'll stop off and have a drink with my friends. My wife is not about that setting.
No.
Yeah.
But see, that's a stop off because kind of like you left work and you probably would go there, right? But to say like they're gonna go meet up at like whatever set time and stuff, you go home to go get ready.
Yeah.
As wifey getting home, get ready with you to leave again, right? Because again, if some people, let's say they live with their partners or their spouses or significant others and everything like that, you're gonna see them more frequent than you see your friends.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right? And some people and stuff, their partners might, I want to say, they invest more into their partners than they would into their friends.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a best of both worlds thing where you can just kind of merge both worlds. And that's why most of the time, like if I can't kick in with a chick like that, whatever, like on a homie level or with my homies and stuff, whatever, she might not be the chick for me because if she's not going to see, like if we're not together, these are more likely people I'm going to be with and kind of like the shit that I'm normally be on with them. Right? So I see that a lot of times, but then again, I see so many people who's like their wifeys don't come out into the fold and stuff like that. And even like if you look at like a course of a year, I'm not going to hold 2 events. I'm looking at stuff in the course of the year and stuff, whatever. If like we're connecting at least once a month, and your wifey don't show up at least once out of the month when we're all collecting and stuff, whatever, that ain't it. Your wifey we might not like your wifey, or your wifey might not like us. So Yeah. It's a privilege. It's a privilege, but not everybody can do it. And I don't know. It's not really judge them and stuff for but I look at like, you're not you. Because if you're the person that wants to kick it and go out, whatever, and your woman is not that person like that and stuff too,
Yeah.
you're not being your true self.
No.
Okay.
I can agree to that 100%.
Yeah.
I can agree
Like,
to that.
step out with me. Because even like, if I know a girl, she always wants to go out.
Okay.
A woman I know.
Yeah.
And I told them, like, you need to find a man. I'm not telling, like, ladies, I'm not forcing nobody on nobody, but I'm saying, like, you need to find somebody and stuff, whatever, that goes out
that
like that.
matches that energy.
Because I'm like, certain dudes, especially they get older, they might want to be on a homebody chill kind of vibe.
Right, yeah.
You still trying to go out, whatever, right? I'm like, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can come out like that, but as a friend, this is a once a year, maybe twice a year thing.
Yeah.
I can supplement this, whatever, from a partner and your friends. I'm like, and then she mentioned the stuff, whatever, like the last two guys she dated.
Right.
Same thing. They were homebody dudes. She wants to travel here for a carnival. She's going here for like a Beyonce show, going here for a Vibes Cartel show in Jamaica and shit like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. No. You're too much for me.
Yeah, you definitely got to know who you're with. And if that's going to, like you said, stop you from being you, then maybe that's not the right mode you should be in or the person you should be with.
Yeah.
Because again, I may not go to everything that my wife invites me to.
No. Just pop out.
Yeah.
You gotta.
But whenever she invites me to somewhere, I'm like, okay, I mean, I'll go and show my face. There's places where I feel awkward and I shouldn't be here, but out of the respect for wifey, I'm showing up.
That's it. Kendrick, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas that you just here.
Yeah.
You're just here.
Yeah.
The last question. Last answers come from Truth Bombs. Okay.
Yeah.
If someone hurts you, what is a better alternative to getting revenge?
I think just working on yourself and improving yourself.
Yeah, I would say living your best life.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate to see you happy.
Yeah, 100%.
They're gonna hate to see you happy.
Especially if they feel like they're the ones that's making you
happy or made you.
Yeah.
Make another hoe.
Oh, it burns them when they see you succeeding without them.
Yo,
it burns.
That dash. Yo. You're so right. Yeah, the truth hurts so good. We made it.
We made it, man.
We made it. All right. Let me get this Axe of Sons for you guys this week. A little weekly motivation. Keep you pushing. Simple. You ready?
I'm ready.
So Say the Sons this week says, not everybody deserves your time and energy.
So Say the Sons.
I mean, kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, if you don't know, ask yourself this. My quick moniker is that if I have a business or I have something that I want to help grow,
right,
and you're not helping to help support it, I know that you might not be not worth my time and energy, because my time and energy might allocate and might be needed to whatever thing I'm trying to support.
Yeah.
And if you take your time and energy and help me build that,
yeah.
Oh, I definitely know for a fact you're worth everything. You're worth the time and energy because you took some shit you didn't have to do. You still did it. It's only right I bring it back. So say the Sons, not everybody deserves your time and energy.
So says the Sons.
We are here. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for rocking with us. And yes, the polls, keep them coming. We're going to keep them coming. Ask the Sons questions. We appreciate you guys and stuff, whatever. Good questions that came through like always. Keep sending them. We're going to keep posting them Mondays and Thursdays. Should have said at the beginning of the show. Mondays and Thursdays, we are polling the polls. So off to the races and stuff, whatever, your Monday for 24 and your Thursday for 24. And once again, we always thank you and appreciate you guys from rocking with us. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above. Hit that bell. You can know when we're dropping shit because YouTube been moving different ever since Izzy.
It's been
Izzy.
It's been on a lockdown.
Ever since Izzy, the checks look kind of different on the language.
Yeah.
So, but again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. And remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Peace and love, y'all. Go be great out there.
Peace.
Here we go.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.